So, I named this series Monday's Meditation Journey of Life. Are you listening to me?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Journey of Life. So, this Eastern wisdom gives us a new perspective of our life. And the first thing that we should understand about the Eastern wisdom is that it is more than 6,000 years old, and we have 3,000 masters and 3,000 texts. That even much deeper than the modern psychology. It talks a lot in detail, step by step, about brain, mind, consciousness, different subjective states of the mind, and which subjective state of the mind causes the pain and the suffering in our daily life, and which state causes the peace and happiness. So, a lot of stuff is there in this Eastern wisdom. So, in a nutshell, we can say it gives us a new perspective in our life. What is that new perspective? Simple answer. When we have anxiety, we say manage your anxiety. We have stress, stress management. So, for everything in the modern world, we say management. Manage your stress, your anxiety, your anger, your duality, your conflict, your likes and dislikes. This is the modern perspective. What about this perspective of Eastern wisdom? It says discover peace within. The peace is already your essential nature. Keep a smile, Lynn. We are talking in a simple way. So, peace and happiness are our essential nature. Because we are heavily conditioned our mind, that conditioning of the mind does not allow us to see, discover, experience that inner peace and calmness. That is how it is related to meditation. So look at the new for you, it is totally a new perspective, but this tradition has been continuing for the last 6,000 years. They have tried, experimented with thousands of practices, but the principle remained the same. Everyone declared that peace is your essential nature. It cannot be undone. It is hiding by the mind in anxiety, mind in stress, mind in duality, mind in conflict. So when there's a heavily conditioned mind is dropped by the practices explained by the masters, then what happens? The peace and the happiness is revealed in within you. That is what we want in our life. Wealth cannot buy happiness. Relationship cannot buy happiness. You see anything outside. So this Eastern wisdom follows three fundamental steps. First step is I don't know the principle, let me know it. I will strictly follow the principles as taught by the masters. So why I said because I don't know anything. It is all the teachings of these masters. So you see, understand, Lynn, that if you are a physics teacher and if you say, let me teach something new in physics, not Einstein, not Newton, not Archimedes, that will not be a physics. Similarly, if we do not refer the principles taught to us by these great masters, then we are not teaching meditation or mindfulness. If I say it is my meditation, it is my mindfulness, I'm not justifying. I'm not justified as a teacher. So the first step is to know the principles. Second step is once I know the principle, I should understand it. Why should I understand it? Because understanding brings the clarity in the mind. Then the intellect is inspired. Then this intellect inspires the heart. So what happens? That knowledge starts descending from the head to the heart. You have no doubt. Yes, let me practice. Third step comes. Okay, I have understood. And now I don't experience. So third step is practice, practice, practice. Clear? I
So,
don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
so based on what you're saying, is that something that would take most people? How long does it take them with the practice to improve their understanding?
Simple answer. You are just outside your house. How long it takes you to reach inside your home?
A short time.
Short time. And if you are thousands of miles away from your home, how long it takes you to reach to your home?
Could be longer.
Could be longer. So why I said you are 1,000 miles away from home? Because there where the mind gives you a hard time to reach to your home. The real home is the real self here. Why the mind gives you the hard time? Because it is heavily conditioned. When it is heavily conditioned, and when I speak of the principles as taught by the masters, your conditioning in the mind refuses, rejects, huh? It creates a duality and a conflict. That is why I told you the three steps. Understand the principle, listen the principle, keep it in your mind, understand it, understand it beyond cult, dogma, belief, and religion. Like a science, like any science. You know what happens in a school? You are a student of science, so the teacher teaches you a principle of the science. Then he teaches you a method, and then he says, go to laboratory, experiment it. Exactly the same process followed by every master. So when you say how long it takes, it depends on your mind, your ability, your understanding, followed by the practice.
Okay.
I should not give you a wrong answer. So now see, journey of the life means the pain will come and it will go. Grief comes and it goes away. Pleasure comes and it goes away. Events and conditions will change, will challenge you, and they come and go away. What is this journey of life, which includes meditation also? I'll speak for another 5 more minutes and then we will go for the first practice. So, this is today's an introduction, so that's why I need to give you something, uh, the introductory topic. So, the meditation and the journey of the life are blended together. How? I made a statement, now we should understand how. First, what is the goal of meditation? Goal of meditation is relaxation. Then, okay, I can give you without talking of these principles. I give you a practice every week. You are relaxed as long as you are meditating, and after few hours, you return to the same state. Smartphone. I don't know anything, and you give me one trick. This is the way to open it. And I open, then I check my email, and after that, I forget all the instructions. What will happen? I will not be able to understand it. So, journey of life and meditation. So, what is the goal of meditation? Goal of meditation is revealing the knowledge of reality in the mind. Knowledge of real self revealed in the mind is the ultimate goal of meditation.
Okay.
And that real nature is common element in every human being. It, that real self is the same in you, in me, in Casey, in every human being on this earth planet. It is a common element. You are smarter and more beautiful than me. So what I'm referring, an example is the body. What is the common element in the body? It is made up of matter. Ultimately, it is made up of matter, whether it's a carbohydrate or protein or fat or minerals. Am I clear? Same
Yeah.
way. Same way, the common element, if we find the ultimate cause, we find there is a common element, and that is known as real self. The meditation is a journey of life where we discover our real nature, and once you discover your real nature, it is irreversible process. Irreversible means once you discover that inner peace in you, it cannot be reversed. Why? We have testimony. That is our essential nature. What is our essential nature? How to understand that? What is the essential nature of a sugar? Sweetness. And what is the apparent nature of a sugar? Candy, chocolate. You see, the outer name, form, shape, everything is different. But if you don't add the sweetness, candy is no more candy. Chocolate is no more chocolate. Desert is no more desert. What is that in me and you without which this body, mind, intellect, ego cannot work? That is our real nature. Searching that real nature is the goal of meditation and also the goal of life. Now, we can also start our journey by understanding that pain, problem, suffering are threefold in nature. So, the journey of meditation helps us to transcend that all the threefold suffering. First is the physical suffering. We experience problems in the body, pain in the body, illnesses in the body. Second group of the suffering is the natural calamities caused by the nature, COVID-19. That's why we are meeting virtually. Storm, flood, etc., etc. But the third suffering is the mental suffering. Unnecessary, we keep our mind with the likes and dislikes, hatred, duality and a conflict in the mind, and they grow multifold. And we continue to think in the same way, it creates a wrong notion in our life, and those wrong notions and idea becomes conditioning, and my mind is heavily conditioning. So what happens if I don't like a person and that person appears before me? I see the changes in my gesture, in my thought, in my speech, in my idea. Unnecessary, we create a burden in the mind. Meditation relieves that burden.
Okay.
But all these three kinds of suffering coming from outside. And another problem in the mind is our ego. Ego sense keeps coming back again and again, and uh, they create a lot of problems. Why I am saying so? All are experienced in the mind. Whether it's a pain or pleasure or likes, dislikes, egoistic attitude, hatred, jealousy, all are experienced in the mind.
Yeah.
Clear. Do we experience pain in deep sleep? You
Do
see,
oh,
do we experience pain and the suffering in deep sleep? No. Just think of it. We experience pain, suffering, pleasure, etc., both in the waking and the dreaming state, but we don't experience pain. We experience, if you have a deep sleep, you wake up from the deep sleep, I'm fresh and relaxed. Is it? Am I true? Am I right? It's a fact. We can understand.
yeah.
So now, what is the conclusion we can arrive at by understanding that pain, suffering I experience in the waking and the dream state, but not in the sleep state? When the mind is not there in deep sleep, I experience calmness, peace, and relaxation. So, if I consciously transcend the mind or move the mind within, I can enter into meditation. I'm just drawing a conclusion by understanding. It is not that you need to believe, no belief. I told you. First step, know the principles. Second step, understand it logically. Third step, practice to experience. So we are clear that this mind, when it goes into deep sleep, it is not active. So when the mind transcends all the event, thought, people, etc., from the world outside, that mind can instantly experience the state of peace and calmness. Simple understanding. So now, today, we will do 4-step relaxation mindfulness practice. 2 or 3 words for about when I say, now see that what happens. One example of this, when before we go to the practice, you see, you feel you are in a storm outside your home. What you do? Do you fight with the storm? No. You rush inside the home, close the door. You are calm and relaxed. From where the calm and relaxation has come? It is already there. Now compare this with the mind. The mind is thinking crazy stuff. And the mind moves into anxiety, anger, and hesitation. That is a storm. What should we do? Don't continue to think of likes, dislikes, hatred, jealousy, anger. Move the mind within. Just like a storm. So the more you think of the hatred, likes, dislikes, duality, conflict, the greater it becomes. You are giving a fuel to the fire, and then the problem aggravates. So, the entire journey of meditation, the first principle is moving within, living within, and awakening within. Moving within, living within, and awakening within. So let us follow today is a simple practice, and I would call it a non-practice. Why? Because you don't ask the mind to do anything. You simply ask the mind to become aware. Storm outside, you are aware, and you 100% know the calmness is inside the home. The storm cannot go there. That is why you rush inside the home and you are already in the state of calm. Am I clear? If I'm not clear, ask me as many questions as you can ask. It is like a science. Those who do not have not been mentored by the masters of the tradition, they will give you hundreds of excuses. I have been mentored by for 26 years by the Himalayan masters. So that's why it's a play and a fun for me. Play and fun in a sense that the best can be understood based on the teachings of this master. So without now, I will stop talking. I gave you an introduction. Let us start our journey of first practice, four-step relaxation mindfulness. Close your eyes. Close your eyes gently. Close your eyes gently. You don't want to close?
It's kind of awkward for me. This is an awkward setup for me.
Oh, why? When you, if you want to see something inside, can you see through your eyes open?
I guess not.
Not. Do you want to sleep with eyes open? Is it awkward? See that? That is, the mind is constantly moving through the eyes outside to become aware of the objects and the people. And that is why we find it is challenging to close our eyes. Now, see, just what you do. Bring your upper eyelid on the lower eyelid gently. You can check. My friend, just
Okay,
bring.
I'll try it now. I'll try it while I'm listening to you.
That's good. Yeah, maybe next session I can see you so that I can help you better, but it's okay. No issue. So eyes are closed gently. You are placing the upper eyelid on the lower eyelid gently. No squeezing, no pressure. Now, the second point comes be comfortable at the physical level, means at the level of body. How to be comfortable? You look mentally the neck joint. So you simply look the neck joint and then you feel the sensation being comfortable and a sense of steadiness is there. Look mentally through your mind. If I say look means feel the shoulder joints. If there is any pressure there, you can adjust and align the shoulder joints. Feel the sensation being comfortable and steadiness. Look at the hip joint mentally or feel the hip joint mentally. And if you find unease or discomfort, you can change the position. You can adjust and align and feel three things, three experiences. First is sensation there. Second is being comfortable. And third is steadiness. Simple. I'm not teaching you a rocket science. In the first journey of this meditation, it is just a play and a fun. Now the entire body. As you see your body into the mirror, you see your body into the mind. Feel being comfortable. Feel sensation and experience steadiness in the body. Very good. Now we will follow the 4 steps. You remain in the state of being comfortable, and then we follow the 4 steps. The first step is sensation and awareness. Sensation means that I am aware, and awareness means that I feel the sensation. How simple it is. So, when the eyes are closed and you are comfortable with the body, your mind feels the head and the neck. Mind it, what we are doing, we are moving the mind within. There is a storm outside, and in the mind, traffic is there in the mind. We are moving the mind inside. That is the entire journey. So, looking at the head and the neck, or feeling the head and the neck, when you feel it, there is a sensation and you are aware. That is all. Then mentally feel the right arm. So, feeling means sensation and you are aware. Move the mind on the left arm. Feel the sensation and become aware. Move the mind on the chest and the belly. So when the mind is going there, but you are in the state of comfortable. Remember, you are in the state of comfort. You are not moving the body. And in that state, you feel the sensation and awareness. We're not doing anything, and still we are doing something. Move the mind on the right leg from the right side of the waist to the toes. There is a sensation and there is an awareness. The mind goes to the left leg. You feel the sensation and you experience you are aware of it. Check it. First step was adjusting, preparing for meditation. That was being comfortable with eyes closed, body remains steady. In that steadiness of the body, you feel the sensation in the entire body and you are aware of it. Why you feel the sensation? Because the mind has started moving inside instead of outside. And now we move to the next step, simple step. You look again the head and the neck and discover the sensation and stillness. Feel the sensation and experience the stillness. Simple. So again, look at the right arm. So who is looking? The mind. How the mind is looking the right arm? Mentally, with eyes closed. So what do you feel? Not only you feel the sensation deepens, you also experience the stillness. Simple. You're not making any effort. Move the mind on the left leg, left arm. Mind is where the mind is, left arm. What do you feel? Sensation and stillness. Don't worry even if you feel the sensation of freezing and tingling sensation. They are natural in the journey of meditation. That is why we need to learn these practices under a teacher. So move the mind or look at the chest and the belly. Be there, feel the sensation, and experience the stillness. So you may find the sensation deepens as the mind starts looking inside. Why? Because the mind is coming nearer and nearer to the body. When the mind is too far from the body, then it hardly feels its own body. Move the mind on the right leg, be there, feel the sensation, and experience the stillness. Move the mind inside the left leg. Move the mind on the left leg, on the skin of the left leg. Be there. You feel the sensation and you experience stillness. It is not a practice. Once we do this practice repeatedly, the time comes, the mind starts moving within, and you know that mind is moving within. Move the mind on the entire body, on the skin of the entire body, from the crown to the toes. Be there. Where on the body? Mentally, you feel the sensation and you experience the stillness. So now we have two experiences that is continuing, sensation and stillness. It is something like you have moved inside. When there is a storm outside, you have moved inside your home. That is the stage. Now we move to the next stage. Look inside your heart. What do we see? We see emptiness, blankness, space. The moment we see the space, just say it mentally, I'm in peace and wait. Peace is inside, so I'm in peace. Just move the mind inside again. Look inside, be there, and when you see the space, you experience it. Just say to yourself mentally, I'm in peace. Look inside the heart again, in the space. Be there, feel, I'm in peace. And now the last step comes. You look at the breath. Mentally, you feel the breath. When the breath goes in, count mentally in 1. When the breath comes out, count out 1. In 2. No change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Let the breath flow on its own and counting the breath. Continue counting the breath. Breath goes in, comes out. It is happening on its own. We are simply counting the breath.
Okay.
Continue counting the breath. The breath goes in, you are counting in 1, in 2, in 3. Go on counting the breath. And just stop the counting. Do nothing. Now listen to my chanting. It will deepen your experience. We will return and we will share the experiences after that. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We return in a very particular way to maintain that state of the calmness and relaxation. How? First, feel the right hand. Second, feel the left hand. Then lift your both the palms, place it on your closed eyes. So the palms are over your eyes like a cup and open the eyes inside the palms. Be there, wait there for a while. Now ask your mind, what is your experience? Bring the hands down. And now you can open the video to share and your experiences and the challenges.
Well, I appreciated the sequence and I like the chanting. It does make you calm down.
Good.
Yeah, I think, if I did it again, I'd try to find a different setting for myself. This is my workstation, so I think it would be better like in a calmer location. But I like trying to do the practice of the separate steps. That seemed good. You're going through the body and then the breath and then the listening.
Yeah. Understand that first step was preparation step. So in the preparation, we become comfortable. Because if we do not become comfortable at the physical level, then what will happen? The mind will return again to the body, and mind in the body will move into the world outside. That is the step of preparing yourself. So, where we close our eyes and then we look at the joints. Mentally, you are looking at the joints, neck joints, shoulder joints. Why we are looking? We want to be aware. Why we want to be aware? to remove the unease there. So the body is settled. Because we don't settle our home if there is a storm outside. The home is already settled, it doesn't move. You see, that in that example. Then the first step comes sensation and awareness. The eyes are closed and the mind is moving all over head and the neck. Where the mind goes, there you are bound to feel the sensation. So it's a recognition of the door by which you enter within. I'm again taking the same example of a storm outside and moving inside. Because the mind is in the habit of running to different places outside. So we make sure that is our first step. Similarly, we go with the right arm, sensation and awareness on the left arm and the major parts of the body. Then comes the second step. As the home is steady, it is always still, motionless. That's how we open the door and move inside. So we have to discover the stillness in the body. That is our second step.
Okay.
I will send you the audio file. And the third is, then once we are inside, so with eyes closed and I look inside the center of my rib cage, inside the heart. We are not talking of the physical heart. In Eastern wisdom, the heart is in the center of the rib cage. It is not physical, it is the seat of pure consciousness. So I'm making things clear. So once you look inside at the center of the rib cage and you are aware, and the moment you are aware of the space, you simply declare, I'm in peace. Again, moving the mind inside. I'm in. So once your mind is inside, from inside, fourth step, you are looking at the breath. From inside. Mind is inside. Mind does not go anywhere, so it is inside the mind. You are looking at the breath. When the moment the breath goes in, mentally you say in one, comes out one. Minimum we suggest you should be counting 25. 25 means almost 2 minutes. So in those 2 minutes, the mind follows the rhythm of the breath and it lives within. That was the fourth step that we did the practice. This is just 0.00001% of the meditation. It's a beginning. It's a beginning. So as we find the mind is ready, it is inspired, then we can go deeper. Then what we do, the most important part of the journey is that we do nothing. Where the mind is aware live in a state of doing nothing. Normally that I extend that period for another 1 to 2 minutes. When the mind lives into the state of doing nothing, it means it is already inside. In sleep, the mind is doing nothing. I gave you an example. So, but it is challenging in the beginning to be in the state of doing nothing. Gradually we learn, and then I chanted. So that also deepens the practice. And then we share our experiences openly. You are free to say that you don't teach anything. But then you have to listen to me why I don't teach anything. Just an example, I'm saying, so anyone, I'm ready to face any question. Why? Because I teach based on the teachings of these masters. And they have validated, not once, but for the last 8,000 years, they have validated these principles. So I strictly adhere to these principles.
So,
Any more question.
So, do you like in terms of time of day? Do you think there's benefit for a certain time of day to have a consistent practice?
Yes, it's a good question. And first thing that the intellect clearly should be clear about meditation is. Second thing is that whenever you find free time when the mind is not doing anything, any active work outside, in those times the mind is engaged with the past impressions and the thoughts. And there you practice meditation, it will benefit you the most. It will break that pattern. That is one way to see it. Other way to see it, the moment you wake up in the morning and you do the practice. Why? Because all the desires and the problems sleeps with us in the deep sleep. When we wake up, the mind also wakes up and the mind is ready to attack with the same old habit, ideas, reactions, problems. It is always good to practice once you wake up in the morning, or whether you take a glass of water, you go to restroom, and then you sit and practice.
Okay.
Before going to sleep, you want sleep should be refreshing, deep. No desire should be converted into dream and cause any challenges. So that these are the three ways. It hardly takes about 10-15 minutes of today's practice. Yes, Lynn, any more question?
I will need to practice.
Yes.
So
I don't know whether if you are willing, you can send the email to me. I will send you the digital file, or I can send the digital file, audio file of the entire talk in practice to Casey, and the Casey will forward you. So whatever you like. That is all for today. Keep smiling. Be happy. Thank you.
I wanted to say thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for the teaching.